I'll tell you now, the industry's fucking small. I got a message in the middle of the night from a DJ I know. They're saying, hey bro, do you know this guy called this? And I was like, oh for fuck's sake, what's he done now? Instantly tarnished his reputation in the industry. I don't really see him getting booked very much at all now. I nearly quit DJing entirely after just a year because I didn't know how to do this. So I'm gonna share it with you guys in the hopes that you don't give up. When I first started DJing when I was 18, I didn't get booked a lot. I felt it was really unfair. I felt like the people that were getting booked were really popular. Now there definitely is some truth to the statement that it's a little bit unfair, but I now have the perspective of someone that has been booked and is the decision maker as to who gets booked, so I can really understand both perspectives right now, and I want to share both with you. So I'm going to cover 3 things today. Firstly, how to immediately identify where someone sits in the nightclub power hierarchy, 2 simple principles for networking effectively, and the cost and opportunity costs of networking or not doing it. Hey guys, my name's Brandon. I used to DJ and produce as Wilco. I now run a digital marketing agency. I don't DJ anymore, but I share all the lessons that I learned from ages 18 to 24 when I was DJing with you guys, because some of those lessons were either emotionally or financially expensive, and so I'd like to share them with you in the hopes that you don't repeat any of the dumb mistakes I made in my early 20s. Now, let's get stuck into it. So firstly, consider club nights like a house party. Now, if you're the person throwing a house party, who do you actually invite to the house party? People you like partying with and people you trust around all your shit. Alright, I get to use my iPad now. So, to increase the likelihood that a promoter books you for their night, you need to set the Venn diagram where A equals people, oh my god, my handwriting is horrible. They wanna hang out with, and B is you're a good DJ. You wanna sit right there. Now, can you get away with just being a good DJ? Absolutely. Can you get away with just being someone they just want to hang out with? Yeah. But the value you need to bring in each of those quadrants needs to substantially outweigh the other one. So you might as well just be someone they want to hang out with and someone that's also a good DJ. Now, what does the power hierarchy of a club night look like? Now, if we were to put 4 circles here, all right, A, there's people that skip the line. B, there's people that get backstage. C, there's people on stage. Now, backstage and on stage can kind of merge depending on the layout of the venue, but on stage I mean that they're playing. And D is the people in the office. They're the shop callers. So I'm talking like the promoters, the venue managers, the venue owners and stuff like that. So what you'll see is these people know these people, these people know these people, these people know these people. And so what you can see is where everyone sits in the power hierarchy of the nightclub, they get a different level of physical access to the club. So what does that practically mean? That means if you see someone skipping the line, they know someone that's backstage. If you see someone coming out from backstage, they know someone on stage. If you see someone on stage, they know someone in the office is making decisions, because the people in the office are deciding who gets booked. And so when you see people in different areas of physical access to the club, you see exactly where they sit in this stupid little fucking nightclub power hierarchy, and you know who's a decision maker or who knows someone that's a decision maker. It's kind of silly, and of course I'm the kind of person that just like breaks this down into a fucking Venn diagram. So now that we know exactly where everyone sits in this power hierarchy, how do we actually effectively network with them? I'm gonna give you 2 really simple bulletproof principles that will get you by no matter whatever it is you're considering doing or saying in a kind of networking situation. Firstly, always give. Secondly, just don't be a leech. Seems simple as shit, let me elaborate. Now, what do I mean by always give? It's fairly obvious here that what I mean is to provide value to someone, but value is such a fucking vague term that gets thrown around so much. What do I actually practically mean by that? We can split value into a couple of different things, but put simply, it's just anything that in the context that is provided in improves the experience of the person you're doing it with. So let's say you're just a popular guy or a popular girl and you're bringing more heads through the door. That improves the experience of the people in the office, because they're spending more money over the bar, they're making more money, that improves their experience. But here's the one thing you can definitely do. If you're just a fun guy to hang out with, that provides value to fucking everyone. Because why do people go to nightclubs? Because they want to have fun. So if you're someone that improves their fun experience, that provides value to anyone at any of these fucking quadrants. I wasn't a popular guy when I was going to nightclubs. I barely fucking ever brought anyone. And if I did bring anyone, it was like 1, maybe 2 other people. But I was a fun guy to drink with. And what do people want to do in nightclubs? They want to drink. And so if you're a guy that's fun to drink with and you're funny and you do all this dumb shit, people want to keep inviting you back. I actually remember one of the first big nightclub residencies I got it after my 2nd night there, because the promoter just messaged me and he was like, you remind me of the younger version of myself. Do you want to play here every week? Patrons like drinking with me, DJs like drinking with me, photographers like drinking with me, venue managers like drinking with me. Venue managers like drinking with me so much the owners heard about it and gave me a fucking job to do it part-time. I was literally just paid to be at the club on Fridays, drink and just be a fucking fun guy to hang out with, and that provided value to everyone in the hierarchy. Cool, now what do I mean by don't be a leech? Originally here I had never ask, but there's some pretty easy ways to poke holes in that argument. Like there's some point in time where you just want to ask for a DJ set, so saying never ask is kind of flawed. My main point here is that you don't want to be the person that's constantly ask and badgering people for stuff that you want and not providing what they want. I'll tell you a story to illustrate my point. So I used to run a DJ school, and we had this one student that I think like one night he like rocked up to his instructor's gig just with a USB, walked on stage, showed them the USB, was like, hey man, can I jump on with you? Instantly tarnished his reputation for a number of reasons. I'll tell you the main two. So firstly, the instructor worked really hard for that gig, so for him to just rock up with USB, try and skip that whole hard work process, like, hey man, can I play with you? Kind of disrespectful. Secondly, the venue booked that instructor for the gig because they know that person knows the music policy, they've proven themselves before, they've read the room, they know they can read the room. And so that dude that just rocked up with USB hadn't done any of that hard work. They don't actually know if he's got the right music, if he can play well at all. He's also in a DJ course, so probably not that well yet. And so it's actually a risk to put that guy on because he might just burn the crowd in the room. Yeah, because he was a student of ours, we actually sat him down and told him like, hey man, this isn't the way to go about this. But he kept doing, and then eventually we sat him down, we basically told him off. And then we thought we had stopped him from doing it. He traveled to a venue 2 hours away from Perth where we live, did the same thing to the DJ there, thinking we wouldn't hear about it. I'll tell you now, the industry's fucking small. I got a message in the middle of the night from a DJ I know, they're saying, hey bro, do you know this guy called this? And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, what's he done now? Instantly tarnished his reputation in the industry. I don't really see him getting booked very much at all now. Let's talk about some other examples. Asking to go into the green room when you don't have a pass. Asking for drink tokens when you're not playing or when they weren't actually offered to. Nagging the photographer to, be a personal paparazzi all day. Photographer's real close to the venue managers and the promoters, and so he's gonna tell them any experiences you have with them. I was just editing that part of the video and I had to record this because I know for a fact a bunch of my friends that I used to play with are going to message me and be like, bro, you did all of those things. When your bar card ran out, you were messaging the manager. When the green room was locked, you were asking for the key. So firstly, do as I say, not as I do. Secondly, when I was doing it, I was already established. I was close friends with everyone, so I could kind of badger them and it was all done lighthearted. They know not to take me too seriously, but you guys know what I'm talking about here. Just do as I say, not as I do. Always give, don't be a leech. Lastly, what's the cost and opportunity cost of networking? Because I know a bunch of you are going to say, Brandon, in the last video, you told me I need to maximize the number of hours that I'm DJing so I can make as much money as possible. Absolutely, that's right. But there's cost and opportunity cost. So cost is the immediate financial cost of foregoing hours DJing for money in exchange for trying to prospect and get out, more gigs, better paying gigs and things like that. Opportunity cost is what is the future cost of not doing this thing. So there's a cost to networking, there's an opportunity cost to not doing it. The cost to networking is you had to give up some hours DJing, you let go of some money. The opportunity cost is you could probably make more money into the time spent, off into the future if you go out, prospect, get more gigs. So there's no hard and fast rule between how much time you should spend networking and how much time you should spend DJing. If you have a night off, you should probably go to the effort of actually networking, going to a local club night, meeting the promoters, seeing what kind of physical access everyone has to the club and meeting those people. So the answer lies somewhere in between. Other than that, if you've watched for this long, it's safe to assume hopefully you've found some value in it and you haven't tuned out and just started looking at your phone. So if you have found this useful, consider subscribing. If you work in nightlife or you're a DJ or producer, consider subscribing so I just share all these lessons. I don't have any fucking courses or anything like that where I just like sharing this stuff because this took me ages to learn, so I'd rather just pass it on to you guys so you can just speed run your whole DJ career process. But other than that, have a nice day and I'll see you in the next video.